Question here.
So, Mr. Stallone, I was wondering, because I heard that the Jackie Chan was invited too, but unfortunately he couldn't work in the movie. So I was wondering, is that a new role for him, or maybe, what kind of role is it? And also in the future, maybe we can see more Asian stars in the movie?
Absolutely. Jackie, absolutely, there will be. Jackie was on, but literally it became a scheduling problem. When Terry said there should be a movie about the person who schedules the movie, people were coming in for, seriously, 4 days, 5 days, 3 days. It was critical timing. Everything stopped for them. We literally would shift the movie and just do their part, then go back to the film again. And then Harrison come in, everything's about Harrison. And Jackie just is so busy in his regular life. He has so many businesses, and he's so loved over in China, such demand, that he literally couldn't cut those 3 weeks loose. 3 weeks? 3 days, 4 days. And we'll get him next time, don't worry. He's a good friend.
Question over here.
Hey, congratulations, everybody. Really enjoyed this. We've come to expect a lot of action in these films. Didn't let us down here, but there was a lot more words in this one, it seemed to me, and specifically for Sly and Mel, the scene where Mel's backstory is revealed. I thought that was one of the finest in there. Sly, did you write all of that on your own? Mel, did you stay on script? Talk to us about how that scene was developed, please.
I just wrote a guideline, and then Mel came up with the idea of, well, he'll explain about Eric.
Yeah, well, no, it's just, yeah, I kind of worked on the script a little at night, and then came in and kind of hammered it out. And I handed the pages to Sly and Patrick, and they looked at it and they went, "Yeah, it's cool." And it's, it was just a theme of somebody who was subcontracted by his government and then thrown under the bus.
A real person.
Well,
so it had a reality to it, is what Mel is trying to say, and he was. And he literally, and I think what gave it some heart is that he was actually saying something that had some truth, and it was valid, and he was committed to it, and I don't believe he saw himself as a bad guy, is what the key to the whole thing was. And then you bring in the aspect of Cain and Abel, and two of the best friends also can become the worst of enemies, because usually when you love something that much, you can also hate it even more because of that schism, that breakup, and he just killed it. In the van, I had some dialogue back and forth with him, and the more he did the scene, the more I realized I shouldn't speak. You know what I mean? I just let him roll, and he was convincing himself. He's convincing me. He's convincing the audience that, "What'd you do today, Barney? Who'd you kill? What'd you blow up? What makes you holier than thou?" So it was great. It was great.
Question right here.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations on the film. My question is for Mr. Hughes and Mr. Stallone. In the era of sensitivity to gun violence, does that change how you make a good old action film? What are the challenges of that?
First of all, there's no blood. And ours is so over the top that it isn't something that you would expect people to repeat. But I know exactly what you mean. It's a very sensitive thing, and unfortunately, we experienced that on the second one. I really don't know the answer, because it's part of a mythology, but it's also becoming part of a reality that is, that I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the answer is. We just try to make it so it looks as though it's a fantasy. It isn't real. Sometimes I think when you make a movie, some movies can get so real, then you can say, "Oh, I can do that." There's not a lot of people that can do what the Expendables can do.
Great. Scott.
This is for Mr. Stallone. You and Harrison Ford both kind of had your big career moments start right about the same time, and you've sustained careers over the years. I'm curious what your relationship with him had been like throughout your careers, and what it was like to kind of recruit him into this franchise, and your experience just maybe, I don't know, sharing Hollywood war stories with him.
Oh, God, I go back with Harrison back in '77 at Columbus Circle. Both of us, just wondering how long this is going to last. And Harrison's a very insulated, intelligent, and funny, very witty, dry humors. And when you tap into that, it's great. So when he got over there, once we opened up, and he also worked on his character. He wanted to make it very personal. These are the kind of guys you just don't say, here are the lines. Do it or else. You go, really? No. And he worked on it. So I would say we were on a, I don't know if we were going to ever work together on a collision course, but this thing was just, actually we became very, very close. And I was just actually talking to him about his leg the other day. I said, better you than me. It's great. It was great. Anyway, we're having a great old time. And we got, are we on?
Yeah. I can hear you.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Anyway, Harrison is special, very unique, and he can bring a lot to a scene with minimal effort. He's very good.